meeting will come to order. This is the Bristol Development Review Board. The agenda for tonight is Bristol Works is up for subdivision, second meeting on that, and we have a sketch plan for Latursky, and then we've got several minutes to approve at the end. So we'll jump right into it.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Do we have a quorum from what I'm
We
looking
do.
like?
We
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Yes, it was the one with just a lot.
Oh, I missed the other side of this. Got it.
Yeah, Peggy, do you have everybody on the board who's in attendance tonight?
And there was one that just had this.
Could you let me know who's in the office, Kevin?
Just me.
Just you? Oh,
Yeah.
did you do a roll call for me?
I will, let me get right back to, there we go.
All right, we have Brenda, Carol, Tom, Josh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's it.
5.
Thank you.
All right, so the first item of business, permit number 21-409, Bristol Works LLC, 62 Pine Street. Parcel 20-5151, requesting final approval for a 2-lot subdivision per the Bristol Unified Development Regulations, Article 9, Section 930. So this is the second hearing because it was designated as a major subdivision. So I think Kevin Harper had a good idea of, it was pretty straightforward last time. So I guess Kevin, just summarize the subdivision for the board, and Chris
Okay.
has it up on the screen here, and then
Chris, if you could
There
bring
it
it
is.
into context. So yeah, there you go. So this lot 2, almost a third of an acre, is a lot that was longer. It went where those replacement fields and the septic field are behind Mountain Health originally. And it had a trailer sitting back there where the septic area is at one point, and it had a home for many, many years up front that eventually Carrera, who owned this campus, tore down. Since it has little to nothing to do with the existing campus business park, let's call it, mixed use, in terms of common areas or access or any of that, we've had a couple of offers, people inquiring about it, and it seemed like a good time to offer it up for sale. And I think that where we left off last time was generally accepted as an idea. It seemed appropriate for a house there. There's a whole street of beautiful homes, small and large. And it would, this would likely support a small retirement home is what the people who are looking at it to purchase would be building. So we're looking, we'd like to try to close on the sale, but need permits and
Yep.
ready to go.
so this is, remind me, Chris, or remind the board, this is Village is it HDR?
It's HDR.
Okay, so we've got the necessary, it's 1/10 of an acre in HDR? Quarter. So we've got the necessary lot size, as I recall, we've got 75 feet of frontage requirement in the HDR, so this.
You're short, but
Sorry, so
a
this,
foot and a quarter.
this is one where we're called upon to waive the road frontage requirement to meet the, so it's just a hair short, it's a little over 73.7 feet. So the proposal, as discussed last time, is to approve this subdivision with a waiver of the 75-foot lot frontage requirement.
It may be worth mentioning the lot to the south of it is 73.6. And I think the next lot's something similar. It's
And they're all about 70 feet wide as you head towards Pleasant Street.
Any questions from the board?
No, I'm all for approving it.
Can't see you, Josh, so holler if you need to have a question.
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, nope,
I'm gonna check with Carol and Brenda to make sure they're good.
you got Carol, Brenda, you good? All right, so.
Yeah, I have no questions, Kevin.
Okay, I'll move to approve the subdivision as set forth on the plan. Can you identify the plan for
this
Peggy?
is different.
Ken. Yeah. Just bring it.
All right, it's the plan dated January 3rd, 2022 by Donald Johnston. And the motion includes a waiver of the front yard setback to the not the front yard setback, sorry, the
Frontage.
road frontage required, lost the term there for a second, to 73.7 feet as set forth on the plan. I need a second.
Second,
Okay. Any further discussion on the subdivision proposal? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. So it's unanimous, Peggy, all five? Okay, you're approved.
All done.
Yep,
Thank
you're
you.
done.
Thank you
So-
very much, everyone.
I'll shoot for, I don't know if I'll get it done for tomorrow, but I'll get it done for Thursday unless something bad happens at work.
Thank you very much.
No, no
Appreciate it.
problem. Appreciate your patience. Okay, next up, permit number 22400, Leonard Latursky, property located at 139 North Street, parcel 060147. This is a request for sketch plan approval for a 3-lot subdivision, and Chris has provided a sketch from Ron LaRose is here. That sets out the property. We'll wait till Chris comes back. Hey, Chris, is this VR?
Yes.
All right,
Wait.
I'm pretty sure it looked on the map like it was right
Yes,
out
it's
where the
VR.
VR line.
It's the last lot in the VR.
Yeah.
It's residential.
All right, so it's village residential line. And so I don't remember what the minimum lot size is 10,000 square feet?
Yes.
All right, so 10,000 square feet is the minimum lot size. All the lots are big enough. And it's, well, is it proposed for residential development, Ron?
Yes.
All right, so this can be a minor. However, looks to me, Ron, like you got the property line, the east-west property line coming right up to that barn in lot 2, rather than setback.
Okay. Latursky and Laflamme are proposing a 3-lot subdivision. They want to downsize their amount of land they own. The 3 lots meet the minimum. 2 lots front on North Street. The northwest lot has a 20-foot easement off from North Street to it. And yes, the barn is sitting, the corner of the barn is sitting on the line, but that is coming down.
So the plan is to tear down the barn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So,
The rest of the area is all residential. To the west of it is agricultural fields.
that's Heffernan.
Yes.
Yes,
What's across, I'm pretty sure I know where this is. What's across the street? North Street, is just the residential houses right across?
yes.
Yeah.
There's Roscoe, Bouvier, and Orbis.
Okay. So what do we need for roadway width for the back lot there?
I think it's just
Don't we need 25?
Need one?
We're reminding ourselves what the width of the right of way for access to the back lot needs
Oh.
to be.
I think I asked the question, that's how I come up with 20.
thought that's what it. was.
Yeah, so where's the road frontage?
That's what I'm working on.
Yeah, might as well be clear when we're here.
That access is already an existing driveway cut for that agricultural easement.
Okay,
Entire lot.
Ron, is the driveway actually there? Does it run to the back?
Yes, it's not a gravel driveway as you may think. It's
Yeah.
more or less grass because farmers that get back to the field are either coming out from further up North Street or the Plank Road.
35.
Not being used.
Okay. So, Ron, board, section 407 is, since for that back northwest lot, which is lot 3 on the plan, section 407 is going to require a 35-foot wide right of way. So that's going to need to be revised when you come back in,
Yep.
That's an easy one.
because this is if it's going to be residential, it's all permitted uses.
Correct.
This is sketch plan, so we don't do anything other than figure out whether it's a major or minor and point out issues such as this.
So that we don't have to do a waiver for the barn. Ron's okay with us conditioning it on that barn being taken down?
It's gonna be.
That's what Len Latursky says.
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
Okay,
The alternative is to slide that east-west line south 10 feet or to jog around that barn. So there are 3 options.
And I think the barn itself could be moved.
The barn could, 4
Yeah.
options. You can move the barn north.
I'll get that confirmed for the next hearing.
Yeah,
I would confirm it with him just because we could do other things, but I think if we don't want to do any kind of a waiver or anything, I think it should be a condition of our approval that the barn would not be left there on the line.
yep, and it wouldn't just be hanging there either.
Yeah.
It'd have to be done with it, at least by the time a lot is conveyed.
Correct.
So, it'd be an interesting question if a waiver were asked for, but if the barn's coming down, we don't have to wade into that.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'd have some trouble with a waiver under these circumstances, but we don't have to worry about it. So, since it's all residential and, let's double check, is it 3 or more?
Yeah, it's a total of 4. It's in the definition.
Yeah, I know, I need to go back and I wanted to confirm before we called
There you
it
go.
a major or minor. Right,
3 new lots.
yeah, all right, so since it's all residential, this still qualifies under our definition of a major.
Minor.
Minor, sorry, the threshold for a major is 4. So 3 new lots, including and then the retained lots. So this is 3. So it qualifies as a minor. Does anybody feel differently?
No, that's fine.
Yep, okay, so it's a minor, Ron, and that's not something we need to vote on, because it's just sketch plan, we're not taking action, but you're gonna need to, when you come back, so the minor is 1 hearing, or a minimum 1 hearing, and Chris will notice it, but you're gonna need to have that subdivision plan revised for the right of way. And it's gonna be conditioned, I'm almost positive, on ripping down that barn.
Okay,
Or at least making the barn come in. If they move it, it has to be, it can't be where it's located on the site plan. It needs to.
If, they just need to, it's their place, they know that's an issue,
Yep.
so if Ron tells us it's gonna, the plan is to rip it down, that's the plan. And
Chris, the
and-
requirement there would be 10 feet off the line, right?
Correct,
Yeah, I believe so.
yes, in the VR, because this is the barn is an accessory building.
Right.
Um,
So if he's gonna rip it down, it's a problem solved. Otherwise, he could move it 10 feet, or we could talk about moving the line.
Or we could jog the line around just to make enough to
Yep.
back to meet that corner, or the whole line could shift south 10 feet, there's plenty of room on lot one.
There's plenty of options here, and I'll run that by Len Latursky and find out exactly what he wants to do, and I'll make him aware of what he's running into, and the next drawing will reflect his wishes.
Perfect.
And if he wants to jog it around or shift the lot line, I never like to have it be right exactly on the minimum.
Oh,
You
I
know,
don't need
I
it.
mean, give him, you know, if we jog around, make it 12 feet or something, that way you don't, or 15 or whatever, rather than cutting it with no margin for error. Any other questions for Ron? Brenda does. Go, Brenda.
I was just wondering, is the lot pretty much level, the whole lot?
Except for, look at the house,
And I
and down to the right of the house, that slopes down to the southeast.
Which spot, Ron?
Go to the house,
Southeast corner.
and go to the southeast corner of the house.
Right here.
Right, that area there slopes down towards that corner.
So away from the house towards the
Right.
southern property line.
The rest of it is fairly level.
And Ron, what's depicted by the rectangle with circles behind to the west of the house in lot one? What are you showing there?
That's chain link fence around the garden spot.
Oh, okay.
Ron, is there a septic system there?
Yes, there is, and if you look, you can see where we dug test pits for the two new lots, plus a replacement area for the house lot.
Good, okay. So you can easily design separate septic for each of the lots.
Yes, sir. We haven't done that. We don't do that until we get a warm and fuzzy from the board. And then once this is done, we will start designing the septic.
Yeah, well, I think you're getting that warm and fuzzy tonight, so yeah, that would be.
So
Thank you for the warm and fuzzy.
does town water go that far north? Ron,
Pardon me?
town water go that far north?
Yes.
Any other questions from the board?
None.
No,
Okay, so it's a minor subdivision. Chris will warn it for you and let you know, and you should get he's not gonna do that until the revised proposed final plan comes in.
Okay,
All right?
all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
so we have several minutes to approve. Well, I guess we should do the oldest first, which is July 27th. So, and at that meeting, it was me, Tom, Ted, who's not here tonight, Carol, Brenda, and Josh. So we have 5 people here who were at that meeting and of July 27th. So we can actually get them approved tonight. Does anybody have any changes?
I do.
Go, Brenda.
It's not so much changes as a question.
Okay,
On lines 25 through 30, it tells about the landscaping. And this part I was recused from, by the way. And it says adding another 13 maple trees and 25 arborvitae. When is this going to happen? And who will check that it has happened?
well, the zoning administrator checks that it's happened.
When does it have to have happened by?
Don't know.
Before they can convey the first lot.
Yeah, you know, it's got, it's in
So
order
if I-
to,
Is it before a C of O, or is it, at some earlier stage?
well, if they're gonna convey the lot, if they weren't complying with the conditions, this is only the minutes, so the permit controls, and I imagine, I don't remember specifically, but the permit will say what the conditions are, and that's what they have to do. So if they tried to act without complying with it, that would be Chris's job to enforce.
So if I
And
see
I-
someone, if I see someone digging a cellar hole and there are no more trees there, I should contact Chris.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions, concern, or issues?
Can I just drill down on, because I want to understand. So Chris, I understand, so you have the authority to make sure they do that prior to beginning construction as opposed to when they want to have a C of O on the property? I mean, you can make them do that when the lot is, when they
Well,
affect start working on it.
you'd certainly want to do that before a lot was conveyed.
At a minimum, I'd have a hard time, because the lot would be out of compliance if it's not done. Thus, I would not feel comfortable issuing a building permit against a non-complying lot.
Okay, well, it's a point that comes up other times, and that's why I wanted to spend a minute on it, because, so it's a requirement that has to be fulfilled before they get a permit to start construction, as opposed to when they get a C of O. They
Well,
want to put some-
even before sooner than that, before they convey out a lot.
Yeah, before they sell it, it should be done.
Okay,
The zoning or subdivision permits aren't really self-executing. They're ideas on a piece of paper that will need to be complied with once implementation starts, but there's lots of times subdivisions kind of get their approval and sit there without further action for quite some time. So we don't, it's
Yeah.
not typical to actually put a time limit from the issuance of the permit that this or that shall be done within X amount of time, because a lot of times it takes time for the plans to develop.
Kevin, I understand. You're absolutely correct. I just wondered whether Chris has legal authority to create some other event, which, in other words, you don't typically go to the closing when the subdivision happens. When does he get, when does he have the right to say?
Well, the closing attorney is going to call up and ask if there's any zoning issues, and they're going to talk to Chris, and Chris is going to figure out then whether they've done what they needed to do with the subdivision permit.
Okay.
Right, because we also issue, Tom, a certificate of compliance, usually at the time of any sale. So that would also be another time to be copies. It would be non-complying until that's done. So.
Got it. No, that's helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions about the July 27 minutes or issues to point out?
No,
We have very peaceful piano music down here from upstairs tonight. You're really missing it's very calming.
I'll move approval.
All right, Tom moves to approve the July 27 minutes. Obviously, the permits for all these events or all these meetings except for January 11th have all been issued. So did somebody second Tom? Tom's motion?
Second.
Okay, there we go. And all those in favor of approving the July 27 minutes? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, Peggy? All right, next up is. Is that a yes? Is that 6-0? I'm not sure. They would have to been in attendance at the meeting in order to vote, Josh. Was she there? I don't remember. All right. So the next meeting is the minutes of November 9. I was in attendance, Brenda, Carol, Josh. No, we don't have 5. Kevin, Brenda,
Yeah,
Carol.
Tom was not in.
Josh, Tom was absent, so we have to pass on the November 9 minutes.
Okay.
All right, that brings us to
Yep.
December 14.
Let's find it.
All right,
Share.
at that meeting, Kevin, Brenda, Tom,
Carol wasn't here.
Josh,
Carol was not present.
right, hold it, how big's our board?
7, right? Or is it 9?
So yeah, I'm wrong.
You have 7. You have
7 plus 2. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Let's go back to November 9. We have 4, and that's a quorum. It has to be unanimous in order to take action, but I was wrong. We have 4 here in attendance at the November 9 meeting. So Tom's not in on this vote. But if you saw any typos or anything, Tom, you can certainly chime in. Does anybody have any issues to point out with the November 9 minutes?
Nope.
I
Okay.
never complain about typos, ever. I save my comments for big things.
All right, well, typos are important to catch. That's not a bad thing. And I always know that if I wrote it, I never see my own typos, so, because I already know my mind knows what I think I wrote. So, all right, I'll move to approve the November 9 minutes.
Second.
All right, Josh seconds. All those in favor?
I'm
You're not voting, Tom?
not voting.
So, right, so unanimous, Peggy, that's Brenda, Carol, Josh, and myself. All right. The music's picking up here, so you might see us bopping around. I don't know if it's Zumba upstairs or what.
I don't know that tonight.
All right, so December 14, that was me, Brenda, Tom, and Josh. Carol was not in attendance. Does anybody have any issues with the December 14, 2021 minutes?
I have a question.
Okay,
Lines, what, 103, 104.
yeah,
It says all written decisions should shared with the DRB by email. Is this true? Did we vote on it? And if it is.
I don't know.
true,
I don't know that we voted on it, but
republish
that was I don't know that we voted on it, but it was the discussion. And Chris, there's no, when I come down, I write the decision just on my computer. I send it down to the clerk. She prints
Oh,
it
yeah.
off on the letter. He prints it off on the letterhead. I
But
come
here,
down and
but
wait.
but just read what it says here. It was agreed that all written decisions will be shared with the DRB members via email.
Yes, that's what I'm explaining, how this process works.
Okay,
So it comes out on letterhead, I sign it, then it goes that here, and then it goes out by certified mail. But Chris handles that, or the clerk does, I don't know, Chris does. So at that point, he's got the decision. And the discussion from John Moyers was, hey, can we get them when they come out? And Chris said, sure. There's no reason why. And so Chris can send out a group email with the decisions once they're issued.
Yeah, actually, John was advocating that they be reviewed prior to them being issued, and we ultimately agreed as a group that we would not do that, that we would leave that in your hands, Mr. Chairman, but that we would ask Chris to circulate them once they were circulated, the decisions.
Right.
And I think there was complete consensus that we follow that going forward.
Yeah, and it wasn't, that's accurate, and I didn't see any need to actually put that to the voters, just sort of administrative housekeeping. So Chris will do that going forward, so, and that can just be done as a group, a group email with the attachment.
Yep, same as when I send you out meeting information, it'll be the same group email.
Yeah, well, I don't need it. But actually, no, I don't.
Yeah, it's just easier if I send it to everyone.
That's true. No, that's true. Because I actually, yeah, that's right. Because I don't take a copy when I sign it here. I don't leave with a copy. I just leave that with the clerk.
Perfect.
All right. So any other issues with the December 14, 2021 minutes? All right, I'll move, we approve them. So
Second.
Carol's not voting.
I believe I was listed in attendance and I actually wasn't attending that meeting.
You are listed as attending.
I don't think I was on that.
This is December 14. You don't think you were in attendance, Josh?
No, I actually recall I watched the meeting afterwards. at the request of another board member. So I'm fairly certain I did not attend that one.
All
Why
right,
did I think you were
Alright.
physically here, but I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure I wasn't there.
well, you were here for, maybe it was the January meeting, Josh.
Yeah, I do recall I was there later.
All right, then Peggy, take Josh off the attendance list there, but that drops us down to only 3 for the December 14 minutes, so we don't have enough people to pass it.
And I'll check the video just to confirm later on.
I mean-
I'll double check.
Well, we can always,
That would be terribly embarrassing if I'm wrong.
well,
I'm pretty
It's-
sure
it's
that I
better to be-
watched that meeting and
It's better to be safe than sorry.
so let's. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I was there.
okay, well, we can always pick it up next time if it turns out that you were there. I don't remember, but I remember when you were here, and that might have been. Yeah, you're listed as here on the January 11th minutes, so. All right, so we'll table the December 14, 2021 minutes for now. And now we're on the January 11th, 2022 minutes. So that in attendance, me, Brenda, Josh. That's it. Of those here tonight, Carol and Tom were not present at that one, so we have to table that one as well.
That was quick.
Well, we got 2 of
So
them.
in the case that I'm not available at the next DRB meeting, I did send a note to one of you guys. I think it was Chris that I did sign off on that last meeting. That's from January. So I don't know if that's does that need to be a public affirmation, or can that be via
Well,
email in the case I'm absent?
No, but you need to be in attendance at the meeting in order to vote on it, vote on the minutes. I mean, that's the way we should do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
So that's okay. We got the 2 oldest one done, and we'll be back here not too long from now on the
Final for Latursky.
final for Latursky. So we'll be here in a month or less. So we can take it up then, depending on who's in attendance, so at that meeting. So.
And I don't believe there's anything else in the pipeline at this point for you all. So
Okay.
Can I ask
All
you a
right.
question, Mr. Chairman, under general?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we have terms that are done this year and appointments that need to be made this year in conjunction with
I don't think so. I think the terms by the board are 3-year terms, and since we're a new board, I don't remember if they staggered any of the terms or not. I guess we can check.
They did stagger them.
They did?
Actually,
Okay, well,
the alternates are up. They come due in February, I believe.
okay.
Also, part of my point there would be, I don't know if anybody's talked to Paul, but Paul hasn't been here all year. I mean,
Yeah, I know, that's, we noted that.
I would like to see, one of the alternates take that position, if Paul doesn't want to do it.
Right, no, we've talked about that. I've talked about that with Valerie and Chris, and as last I knew, someone from the board was going to talk to Paul about that, so we didn't get blindsided, but that makes a lot of sense. Josh and Rob have been here consistently, and one of them should be on the board and Paul should be an alternate.
share this. So hang on, let me just share something real quick with y'all. So you'll see the screen here. This is what's on the website currently. So it looks like, Tom, you expire in March as well. So you'll need a reappointment as well. But that's easy peasy.
Yeah. We're not gonna let that happen, Tom. You're an indentured servant.
Somebody has to talk with Paul. I mean, I'll talk to Paul if you want. I mean, if that's
No,
not
I
that
think-
uncomfortable thing. Paul served for a long time and he
I know.
did just as,
I know, but we sort of set the wheels in motion on this a while ago. I just haven't heard if it's happened, so I don't wanna jump the
Okay.
gun and change horses. So I brought this up a long time ago. And I think Peeker was gonna talk to Paul. I just don't know if it's happened, but I'll find out.
Okay,
And if he doesn't want to be an alternate, that's fine too. And we'll get the board will appoint a new alternate. Any other business tonight? All right, let's all go home and have dinner.
very efficient meeting, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.